Hello students, today we'll see the second part in Unit 3, that is Early Tamil Society and Culture. So far we have completed up to Tolkappiyam, Padinan Melkanakku, Keelkanakku and also hello students, today we'll see the second part in Unit 3 of History, that is Early Tamil Society and Culture. So far we have learned about Tolkappiyam, Padinan Melkanakku and also epigraphy, inscriptions, hero stones, Puliman Kombai stones, the archaeological excavation, etc. So today we'll start with material culture. Archaeologists have found evidence of brick structures and industrial activities, as well as artifacts such as beads, bangles, cameos, intaglios and other materials in these sites. Tamil Brahmi inscriptions on pottery and coins have also been unearthed. Evidences of the various arts, crafts and industries together help us reconstruct the way of life of the people of those times. From this, we learn and understand how they might have lived. Cameo, an ornament made in precious stones where images are carved on the surface. Intaglio, an ornament in which images are carved as recesses below the surface. Material culture. The archaeologists, they found the evidence about the brick structures, the industrial activities, the artifacts, beads, bangles, cameos, intaglios. So material culture means in this heading we are going to study about some source evidences. So the archaeologists found the evidence about the brick structures, industrial activities, artifacts, beads, bangles and cameos. So through this we came to know about the lifestyle, about the artifacts of the old people. So cameos means it is a type of ornament which is made up of precious stones. Intaglios means it is also the ornament which images are carved. So some images are carved, so that is called intaglio. Intaglio means என்ன சொல்லலாம், ஒரு சில உருவங்கள் எல்லாமே வந்து அதில் செதுக்கப்பட்டிருக்கும். ஸோ அதை தான் இன்டாக்லியோ அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம். காயின்ஸ். Coins as a medium of exchange were introduced for the first time in the Sangam age. The coins of the Cheras, the Cholas and the Pandyas, punch-marked coins and Roman coins from another important source of evidence from the Sangam age. Punch-marked coins have been found at Kodumanal and Bodinaikanur. Roman coins are concentrated in the Coimbatore region and are found at Alagankulam, Karur and Madurai. They were used as bullion for their metal value and as ornaments. Bullion means precious metal available in the form of ingots. Punch-marked coins are the earliest coins used of India. Bullion means precious metal available in the form of ingots. Punch-marked coins are the earliest coins used in India. They are mostly made of silver and have numerous symbols punched on them. Hence, they are known as punch-marked coins. So, these are punch-marked coins. Coins. Coins are introduced in Sangam age. It is the source evidence of, it tells about the Cheras, Cholas, Pandyas, punch-marked coins and the Roman coins. So the coins of these three people and the punch-marked coins and Roman coins, it is the source evidence of Sangam age. So the Roman coins are found in Coimbatore, Alagankulam, Karur and Madurai. The punch-marked coins are found in Kodumanal and Bodinaikanur. Bullions. So bullions means it is a precious metal. So the metal will be in a solid type. So this is called bullions. Punch-marked coins. So punch-marked coins are the coins which is made up of silver and the number of symbols are punched on them. So this is called punch-marked coins. Non-Tamil sources, foreign accounts. Non-Tamil literary sources also offer information on early Tamil society. The presence of the non-Tamil sources reveals the extensive contacts and interactions of the early Tamil society with the outside world. Non-Tamil sources. Non-Tamil sources means some sources that are not written in Tamil language and they are not written by the people who belongs to the Tamil Nadu. So they are written by some other foreigners. Okay. So that sources also gives information about the early Tamil society. Arthasastra. Arthasastra, the classic work on economy and statecraft authored by Kautilya during the Mayuryan period, refers to Pandya Kavataka. It may mean the pearl and shells from the Pandyan country. Arthasastra. Arthasastra is a book and it is written by a great scholar. His name is Kautilya. He lived during the Mayuryan period. So this book Arthasastra is written by Kautilya. So the Arthasastra tells about the pearl and shell of Pandyan and it is referred as Pandya Kavataka in the book Arthasastra. Mahavamsa. Mahavamsa, the Sri Lankan Buddhist chronicle composed in the Bali language, mentions merchants and horse traders from Tamil Nadu and South India. Chronicle is a narrative text presenting the important historical events in chronological order. Mahavamsa is also a book. It tells about the Buddhist religion of Sri Lanka and it is written in the Bali language. So it is a book. It tells about the Buddhist religion of Sri Lanka. It is written in Bali language. This Mahavamsa tells about the merchants and the horse traders from Tamil Nadu and South India. So Arthasastra tells about the pearl and shell of Pandyas. Mahavamsa tells about the merchants and horse traders from Tamil Nadu and South India. Chronicle. Chronicle means the historical events in chronological order. Okay, so that is called chronicle. The historical events are arranged in a chronological order is called chronicle. Periplus of Erythraean Sea. Periplus of Erythraean Sea is an ancient Greek text whose author is not known. The term periplus means navigational guide used by sailors. Erythraean Sea refers to the waters around the sea. It makes references to the Sangam age ports of Musiri, Tondi, Korkai and Kumari as well as the Cheras and the Pandyas. Periplus of Erythraean Sea. So Periplus of Erythraean Sea is a Greek book. The author of this book is unknown. So Periplus means it is a navigational guide which is used by the sailors. Okay, Periplus means it is a navigational guide. It is used by the sailors. Erythraean Sea means it is a sea which is around the Red Sea. Is called Erythraean Sea. Okay, so this Periplus of Erythraean Sea, this book tells about Musiri, Tondi, Korkai, Kumari and about Cheras, Cholas. Pliny's Natural History. Pliny the Elder was a Roman who wrote natural history. Written in Latin, it is a text on the natural wealth of the Roman Empire. Pliny speaks about the pepper trade with India. He states that it took 40 days to reach India from Ocealis near northeast Africa, if the southwest monsoon wind was favorable. He also mentions that the Pandyas of Madurai controlled the port of Bakyar on the Kerala coast. The current name of Bakyar is not known. Pliny laments the loss of Roman wealth due to Rome's pepper trade with India, indication of the huge volume useful for the pepper that was traded. Pliny's Natural History. So Pliny, he is an elder person. So he wrote about the natural history and it is written in the Latin language. So this is called Pliny's Natural History. So it tells about the wealth of Roman and it also tells about the pepper trade in India. And the Pliny's Natural History, it also tells about Pandyas So Pandyas had the control of the port Bakyar, so which is located in Kerala, and the current name of Bakyar is not known. So according to Pliny, so he tells it took 40 days to reach India from Oceanus near northeast Africa for the pepper trade. Ptolemy's Geography. Ptolemy's Geography is a gazetteer and atlas of Roman times, providing geographical details of the Roman Empire in the 2nd century. Kaviripumbattinam, Korkai, Kanyakumari, and Musiri are some of the places mentioned in his geography. Ptolemy's Geography. It is like a gazetteer or an atlas. It is given in the geographical details, and it tells the geographical details of Roman Empire in the 2nd century. So Ptolemy's Geography is an atlas or a gazetteer. It gives the geographical details of Roman Empire in the 2nd century. Peutingerian Table. Peutingerian Table is an illustrated map of the Roman roads. It shows the areas of the ancient Tamilagam and the ports of Musiri. Note: Taprobane refers to Sri Lanka as island. Musiri refers to the port of Muchiri. Peutingerian Table. So Peutingerian Table is the map of Roman roads. It shows the areas of ancient Tamilagam and the port of Musiri. Vienna Papyrus. Vienna Papyrus, a Greek document datable to the 2nd century AD, mentions Mushiri's trade of olden days. It is in the Papyrus Museum attached to the Australian National Library, Vienna. It contains a written agreement between traders and mentions the name of a ship, Hermopolis, and lists articles of export such as pepper and ivory that were shipped from India to the Roman Empire. Papyrus, a paper produced out of the papyrus plant used extensively for writing purposes in ancient Egypt. Vienna Papyrus. So Vienna Papyrus is a Greek document which belongs to the 2nd century. It tells about the Musiri's trade, and it also tells about the written agreement between the traders. The Vienna Papyrus also gives the details about the Hermopolis, so it is the name of a ship. So it exports the pepper and ivory from India to Roman Empire. So this detail is also given in the Vienna Papyrus. So papyrus means it is a paper which is produced from the papyrus plant, and it is used to write. So paper means it will use to write. Okay. Next heading is the Sangam Age. The Sangam Age, or the early historic period, is an important phase in the history of South India. This period is marked out from prehistory because of the availability of textual sources, namely Sangam literature and Tamil Brahmi inscriptions. Sangam text is a vast corpus of literature that serves as an important source for the study of the people and society of the relevant period. Chronology. There is a considerable debate among scholars about the age and chronology of Sangam society. The Sangam texts are generally dated to between 3rd century BC and the 3rd century AD. The references in Greco-Roman text, Tamil Brahmi inscriptions, and the references to the Cheras, Cholas, and the Pandyas in the Ashokan inscription corroborate this date. It is generally agreed that the Sangam poems were composed in the early part of the historical period but were compiled into anthologies in later period. Ashokan Brahmi, the Brahmi script used in Ashokan edicts or inscriptions. Chronology. So always there is a doubt among the scholars about the age and the chronology of Sangam society. So after that, the Sangam texts are between the 3rd century BC to the 3rd century AD. So they came under the conclusion that the Sangam texts are dated between the 3rd century BC to 3rd century AD. So through this Greco-Roman text, Tamil Brahmi inscription and the references to the Cheras, Cholas and Pandyas in the Ashokan inscription. So these things that confirms this time period of Sangam age. So initially the Sangam poems were composed and later it is compiled into anthologies. Ashokan Brahmi. So Ashokan Brahmi means it is a Brahmi script used in the Ashokan edicts or inscriptions. Tinai. Tinai is presented in Tamil grammar in the work of Tolkappiyam. So Tinai means it describes about the particular zone and the people who lived there. So Tinai, it describes about the particular zone and the people who lives there. It also tells us, it also known as Agam and Puram. So Agam means it refers to the various situations of love and family. Puram means it is the other aspects like war. Okay, so Tinai means it describes about the people who lived in a particular area, and also it is known as Agam and Puram. Agam means it refers to the various situations of love and family. Puram means it refers to the other aspects of life like war. Aintinai. Tamilagam is divided into 5 landscapes. So how it is divided into 5? So according to the people, their occupation and the god they worship and their environment. So according to these factors, Tamilagam is divided into 5 landscapes. So the 5 landscapes are Kurunji, Mullai, Marudam, Neidal and Palai. So Kurunji means it refers to the hilly and the mountainous region. So Mullai means forest and the pastoral region. Marudam, it is the fertile riverine valley. Neidal means it is the coastal region, and Palai, it is a sandy desert region. Thank you, students.